What's up, everybody? I am Dustin. This is SERVi Homestead. I wanted to show you guys something with this Echo trimmer that I've been working on. Thanks for joining me. Alright, this thing is giving me the blues. I do not know why it is not running well, but it bogs down in high speed. When I squeeze the throttle, it slows down and dies. I cleaned the carburetor really well. I ordered the gasket kit, which comes with the reed valve diaphragm things right here, or reed valve and gasket right here, and the metering diaphragm, and it still was doing the same thing. Oh, when I take them apart, I always spray out every tunnel and port that I can get to, except these plastic items, with carburetor cleaner spray, and still bogging down in high speed. So I just took the carburetor apart again. I let it soak in a jar of gasoline, and I changed the fuel lines. This one here is some type of a vent, and these two, one of these is just the excess gasoline going back. The other one is long and has the fuel filter on it. The other thing I noticed was the fuel filter had come off of the end of the line, and I snipped it, put a new filter on there, and then today when I looked at it again, the filter had come off again. The fuel line had cracked again, and so I don't know, maybe that was causing the fuel line to sit up in the air and hardly get any gas. So I just changed all the lines. Also, a little bit of gas was building up right here at this rubber plunger seal, and that means that my lines had shrunk and they were not sealing in their holes very well. So good thorough soaking of the carb, changing the fuel lines. We're gonna see what that does. I did the typical things. Of course, I found where the high speed adjustment screw is, that little brass looking thing in there right under the primer bulb. I adjusted that all the way out, all the way in, several times to no avail. I took off the spark arrestor on the muffler, and it was really clean. Today I even ran it with the muffler off, no change. I even saw one video that showed that the tunnel leading from the side of the piston to the muffler can get partially clogged with soot. Not the case here. So none of those things were causing a backflow or restriction in the exhaust. It's got to be this, or somehow there's a stubborn piece of trash stuck in the high-speed jet that just refuses to come clean. But we shall see. Let me finish putting it back together, and we'll try it out together. Needle, spring, then the little seesaw, metering lever, I guess, pivot rod, hold it by its back like it's a crawfish, and go under the head of the fuel inlet needle and over the spring like this, over the spring, under the head of the needle with the forks like that. There we go, come on, and there, and hold it all down, and then put the little retaining screw in. It's the only one that looks this way. Magnetic screwdriver is always nice. You can make your screwdriver magnetic by letting a magnet sit stuck to it for a day or two. And then this is always the gasket first, then the diaphragm. Oh, forgot to put this little fuel screen back in. Man. This is an Echo SRM 230 trimmer. This fifth screw is a little shorter than the other four. See, the screen goes right there. In this case, you get your reed valve sheet flat on the middle because its job is to be a little flapper for a couple of these holes. So, reed valve sheet, then gasket, then plastic head. Have you ever gotten confused as to which hose goes on which port? Boy, I sure have. Here's a little trick with the carburetors that have the primer built into the carburetor. Find the hose that is for return fuel. That's the short one that just barely goes into the tank. You can either look in here, or since these hoses are brand new, I'll just blow on it. Okay, that one had restriction, so I know the fuel filter is on it. Fuel filter, return. Return in the middle goes on whichever one of these gets pressurized when you press the primer bulb. So put your finger over it and squeeze. No resistance. Now I had resistance. So this one, okay, so this one with only one lip right here, only one bevel, is the one for my return, and the one with two bevels here is for my fuel. Okay, this goes on this way. Slide my cable through. Lift the cable up a little bit. Pull the lever to full speed. Slide the cable down, and then pull this back until the little node on the end goes inside of this place, like that. Huh? Yeah. It's not the right bag? How can it not be the right bag?
The bag is the correct size, but
What's the difference?
look, this snaps in and this hooks at the back.
So what? What you mean?
Because there's a plastic part that goes like this, and this is blocking it from snapping in.
Now I can't turn that cord on.
Do you think you'll see it? Or is it just worth bringing it back and finding the right one?
If that's the only difference, I'm sure you can make it work. Oh, might need to put fuel in it. That would help, right? If the tank had fuel in it. Oh, still doing it. Died by itself, same problem. Gosh.